Worldwide Wogs and ARSCC Films brings you this English translation of the German documentary, The Dark Side of Scientology. We're in Los Angeles, California, investigating the cult of Scientology. Suddenly, we witness the breakdown of Scientologist Gary Scarf.
They know they're going to get rid of me. And they know where my parents live.
It's 5 days earlier in Clearwater, Florida. We're shooting film in front of the Fort Harrison Hotel, the spiritual center of Scientology. Immediately, we are photographed by a security guard of the organization. Gary Scarf knows the game. Until 1992, Scarf stood on the other side. He was a Scientology agent. Then he left. He became a bitter opponent. Weeks before, he told us about punishment camps, mysterious deaths, and even about a planned murder attempt in 1991. We will investigate these heavy accusations against the cult. Scarf, on the right here, is willing to help us with that. With us also is Martin Ottman from Stuttgart on the left. He worked until 1992 as a member of the paramilitarily modeled Sea Org, the elite unit of Scientology here in Florida. The presence of Scarf and Ottman makes the Scientology staff very nervous. Never before have such massive accusations been made on TV by ex-members with such intimate knowledge.
Do you know about
how much you get paid? Actually, maybe this is kind of a joke what's going on here.
In my experience as a member of the Office of Special Affairs, it was the intelligence network.
In my experience as a member of the Office of Special Affairs, it was the intelligence network. There's the infamous War Room in Los Angeles. It had an office in which the organization has a large computer and communications network that collects and assesses information on critics of Scientology from around the world. There's constant activity.
Scientology from around the world, constant activity.
Scarf gave extensive evidence under oath about his activities for the Office of Special Affairs. Were you involved in any kind of criminal activity?
There is one activity that I was asked to...
There is one activity that I was asked to testify to in 1981. In that case, I used my right to remain silent, and I would do that again now, only because I would go to jail for a very long time. And the proceeds of those crimes went directly to the Office of Special Affairs.
For a very long time. And the proceeds of that crime went directly to the Office of Special Affairs.
Preparatory talks for the shooting of the next day. We will try to locate alleged prisoners of the organization. The so-called Rehabilitation Project is in reality a work camp of the Sea Org, says Gary, for members that failed their duty. Also, if someone's turnover isn't high enough, they are sent to the work camp. Martin Ottman has regularly observed black dress convicts in the Scientology living headquarters, the so-called Hacienda. It's early next morning. We're on the way to the Hacienda. We recall once again the instructions of the organization for the Rehabilitation Project. Personal limitations and punishments. May only speak when spoken to. Sleeps and eats in a separate space. Has no liberties.
There's a convict.
There's a meeting. They're sitting down in a circle.
Go forward just a bit.
Back up. There he is. There he is. There. He's doing a security check.
He's running. See? He's running.
Martin Ottman says that the prisoners must move constantly or walk around a tree for days for punishment. What's behind the idea of a rehabilitation project?
Well, it's a correction camp, so to say. It's about how I picture a gulag camp in Stalinist Russia.
What image should a layman have about such a correction camp?
First of all, you get black clothing that you must actually wear. You work at least 16 hours a day, and you have to talk about your own case at least 5 hours. And nobody has contact with the outer world whatsoever.
But the people don't run away. They can run away, can't they? And they don't?
Yes, they're dependent on it. They've been made dependent and made themselves dependent on Scientology. Their lives are, in their own opinion, completely dependent on Scientology. They let themselves be humiliated like this rather than turn away from Scientology.